Welcome to Millionaire Mindset, where we give you ways and advice to achieve financial freedom. We take a lot for granted. We wake up, breathe fresh air, splash our face with clean water, scroll a little, not really concerned about online privacy, and we repeat it all the next day. But soon, most of these conveniences will become a luxury for some people. In today's video, we will talk about 12 of them. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Number 1. A high-end restaurant meal. Would you agree that there will be many things that will be a luxury once we finally escape this pandemic and are back in the thick of things? Things like having gatherings with our friends and family, not homeschooling, going on vacation, visiting the elders, so much more can be added to this list. But according to an option article on Bloomberg, there is one other thing that will be luxury post-pandemic. That is, if you're looking to physically sit in the restaurant and have your meal served to you by a human. This projection comes from journalist Connor Sen. So it seems that we should get accustomed to instant noodles now. Number 2. Time. The late American educator Stephen Covey once said, "Most of us spend too much time on what is urgent and not enough time on what is essential." You would be lying if you do not get jealous of people that seem like they have all the time in the world, right? Every morning we long for just 5 extra minutes of sleep. We're always busy and others expect us to do and be so much instead of just being. Especially today, we are living in a fast-paced environment. Technologies are taking over, and we should keep up. The future of luxury is time, so spend yours wisely. Number 3. Clean drinking water. The World Health Organization reports that 1 out of 3 people does not have safe drinking water. That is surprising, considering that the Earth comprises about 2/3 of water. An article released on their website in 2019 demonstrates that 2.2 billion people worldwide do not have safe drinking water services. At the same time, 4.2 billion people do not have safely managed sanitation services, and 3 billion lack basic hand washing facilities. It's frightening that water is a basic human need, yet so many people do not have proper access to it. So be grateful every time you turn on your tap and the water runs clean. It's a luxury denied to so many. Number 4. Privacy. You may not be that bothered by the fact that social media sites and other websites store your data. They sold these to various people to target you depending on your email, sent via Gmail, your status updates on Facebook, or even the online news you visited. According to the New York Times journalist Julia Angwin, it goes far deeper than just targeted advertising. She said that websites also use these data to charge people different prices based on their personal information and provide different search results based on their political and religious interests. When enough people start worrying about the repercussions of the breach of privacy, it'll cost an arm and a leg to remain private. Number 5. Fresh air. There was a time when people thought that bottled waters were just a joke or a fad. But here we are, in the 21st century, and bottled waters are everywhere. Americans drink 70 million plastic bottles of water every day, according to containrecycling.org. So, bottled fresh air is not that far from becoming its own thing because you can now purchase it online. It's what you think it is, just a bottle filled with air. And it costs £80 for a 580 milliliter jar. Bottled fresh airs are started by 2 entrepreneurs, Moses Lamb and Troy Packett. They filled a Ziploc bag with fresh air and sold it on eBay. I think even they got surprised when the bidding war started with their second bag, and it sold for £99. Now their business is bigger than ever. They're exporting these bottles to China, Vietnam, and India. And we're in talks with Korea, Iran, Greece, and Mexico. Number 6. Chocolates. You might remember in 2014 when news circulated that we might run out of chocolate sooner rather than later. Unfortunately, the case is valid until today. Each year, we consume an extreme amount of chocolate. We eat 70,000 metric tons more cocoa than what is available. The deficit predicted by 2030 is 2 million metric tons. However, the good news is efforts are happening to avert this major sweet crisis. According to the Washington Post, an agricultural research group in Central Africa is developing trees that could produce up to 7 times the amount of beans traditional cocoa trees can. The slight problem is that the taste might not be the same. So if you're looking for another reason we should save the planet, is that it's the only one that can produce the chocolate. Number 7. Owning a property. Do you see those memes that say our parents already bought a house when they're in the mid-20s? Meanwhile, the 20-somethings of today are still laughing at memes. Well, it's because buying a home is near impossible these days. Even with 2 salaries and parents offering a helping hand, it can still be tricky. It's getting more and more challenging for young people to get onto a property ladder, and even today, owning a property is a luxury. Number 8. Coal and natural gas. It is a known fact that fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas are all finite. Consume them for long enough and global resources will eventually run out. It's that straightforward. Experts predict that we will run out of coal and natural gas by 2060, but it could be much earlier than if global demands continues to rise. Renewable energy sources are the alternative, and people are finding new and more sustainable ways of generating their own gas. One example is converting cow dung into methane for cooking food. Just a tiny factoid, and we are not encouraging this, but you can also use human excrement to do this. Number 9. Land. Buy land, cause God ain't making any more of it. Those are wise words from Tony Soprano, and it's 100% accurate. But just to be clear, the world is not running out of space. Instead, we are running out of livable space. As written by Rachel Newer for BBC, around half of the world's land currently holds approximately 2% of the planet's population. At the same time, only about 3% of total land supports more than half of humanity. But a growing population does mean that the number of relatively pristine places left to visit will also likely decrease, thanks to an ever-increasing demand for resources needed to support urban lives. Number 10. Clear skies. If you have a clear view when you open your curtain on a fine, sunny morning, consider yourself fortunate, because so many people experience pollution and haze that offers no beautiful view. Smog covers so many cities on a daily basis. Air pollution, industrial smoke, and motor vehicles are all a part of this problem. According to visualcapitalist.com, Nepal has the worst air pollution worldwide, followed by Qatar and Egypt. On the other hand, the country with the least air pollution is New Zealand, followed by Brunei and Finland. Number 11. Swimming in the ocean. Like with land, we are not running out of ocean water. The water will still be there, and you can swim in there if you want to. What we're talking about is swimmable ocean water. That's what running out due to all the waste that goes into our ocean every day. You might be swimming together with E. coli bacteria in some oceans nowadays. There are already beaches in places like Mumbai or Lebanon where people refuse to get into the water because of the high pollution levels. Roughly 14 billion pounds of rubbish gets dumped into the ocean every year. Most of it is recyclable items. Number 12. Luxury itself. You might be confused by the last item on our list, but the concept of luxury is changing. Historically, we are attracted to the history of a brand, but not anymore. Young buyers are far more concerned about ethically sourced items, quality, and sustainable work practices where employees are treated fairly and paid a decent wage. So it's not that luxury will become a luxury, but luxury as we know it will fade away if brands don't transform to provide their consumers with exactly what they want and what our planet needs. That's our video for today. We hope you like our list. What do you think can be added to this list? Come share them with us in the comment section below. Join us again next time here in Millionaire Mindset. for another round of tips in achieving your financial freedom. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.